Good evening, Facebook. And this will end up on YouTube and Rumble as well. So, hello, everybody out there in the social media world, internet. And it's like nobody's going to expect me to be on this late at night. So, I'm just going to kind of, you know what? Let's smudge. It's always a good idea to smudge. No, I can't sleep tonight. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to get up and let's do a reading. I can sleep. I'm in the city for a couple of days working. So yes, I do have some sessions open. So if anyone's looking for a session, give me a text. 405 549 3766. And so here's some smudge for you. And then for me. So, don't forget to love this video. Comment something cool, like where you're watching from. I like to see how far it goes. And then, you're always welcome to share it. But loving it helps it move up in the algorithm, so the hearts do a great thing. So where it says if you like, and you press it, but you stay hard on it, then it'll turn to give you an option. So love it, so it rises in the algorithm, okay? And then comment again, where you're watching from. I'm in Oklahoma City right now. Okay, so there's one. That's actually... Okay, there's a couple more. We're using the Angels and Ancestor deck. Hey, Christy, how are you? And I only have like 3 cards, and I know it's going to give me more because I knew it. Come on, talk to us. I'm like, come on, hurry up. Whoa, okay. That one. Okay, let's see if there's anything. This is going to be a long one. Oh, I couldn't sleep. I'm here in the city, so I really miss my home and I miss my bed. Even if all of my dogs, have to get in bed with me, I'm like, I miss all of that. But otherwise, I'm great. Did you have a good holiday? I think this is it. Yeah. Alright, so we've got a ton of cards. So hopefully you have your favorite beverage close by. And looking for, there it is, okay. Yeah, ours was really nice. It was quiet. My sons came with my daughter-in-law and my granddaughter. And then, of course, I saw my nieces and nephews the day before, so it was fun. But, yeah, we enjoy being kind of quiet and calm. So, this is just like a night owl reading. It's an insight into what's going on around us. It's more of, it is. It's just collectively what's going on around us. So we could think of it as our community, our house, maybe, communities when I'm getting in and around us. All right, so we're being inspired, okay? So this energy that's coming in is an inspiring energy. And it is talking about your passions, your desires. And I'm not talking like romantic passion. I'm talking about your passions in life. How you want to live life and how you want to create your vibration, or, create, what do you want to be remembered by? And so this energy is really strong coming in. What I like is I feel like he's got some good balance there as well. So it's not like an overwhelming energy where you're lost in it. It's an inspiring and motivating energy. Now, our obstacle here is the Shaolin Master, and he's upside down. So this is about being kind of clumsy and making mistakes. Let's make that a little bit bigger. It's, again, about being kind of clumsy and making mistakes. I want you to think about the first time you did something like maybe baking bread, okay? Because baking bread is a fine art. You just can't throw some flour and baking powder and, yeast, salt, sugar, whatever, willy-nilly into a bowl and hope that it makes this big fluffy loaf of bread. It's just not going to happen that way. You have to be very, very precise in what you're doing. And so the first couple of times that you make a loaf of bread, it usually tastes pretty gross. So kind of look at it through this when, I'm saying about being clumsy or making mistakes. It's that kind of issue. I'm not getting clumsy and I break my leg. No. I'm getting more of a trial and error kind of clumsiness with this energy. Trial and error. It's like you're learning how to do it. But you love what you're doing. Even though you may not be the best right now, you love this new path, this new direction that you're looking at. You're inspired to create something, to be a part of it, to create a change, and you are maybe not the best at it right now, but you love what you're doing. It is making you happy. You're feeling really content. It's one of those challenges that we enjoy being a part of. So I like this energy, even though we're like, oh my God, I'm going to fall flat on my face. It's like, no, you may feel like you fall flat on your face, but really you just get some road rash on your elbows or maybe on your knee, but you get back on that and you keep working at it. You really enjoy it. It's something that brings a lot of peace, brings a lot of happiness with it. Now, when you see the Water Guardian, and it's an emotion card, I also want you to think about being fluid and going with the flow. Hey, I see I've got some other people on board. Do me a big favor, give me a heart so that this moves up in the algorithm, and comment where you're watching from or anything cool that you would like to comment. And then if you're not already following, follow me. But going back into the reading, so we're looking at the Water Guardian. As what we started out with, because to kind of catch you guys up with, is that we had the Fire Guardian, and he's talking about going with your passions, being motivated. There's something that you really want to do. Get out there and frickin' do it, okay? You're going to be clumsy. You're going to make a couple of mistakes in it, but you're really going to love what you're doing. You're going to love what you're doing. Now, what's playing in here is this Water Guardian, and this Water Guardian is about going with the flow on the emotions, not getting hung up. And we can get hung up also on the overactive side, where we're overjoyous or we think everything is perfect when actually it's like starting to crumble and fall apart and we're in total denial, okay? So it's not just about being a negative Nilly. It can also be on the extreme other side where you're so into being peace, light, and whatever, and all about joy, that you're not being good to yourself with your boundaries. So this is about going with the flow, letting things go as they need to go, and moving in that direction, moving with the flow. So I like that card as well. It's just giving us a reminder not to get caught up in our emotions and let them kind of, and I'm going to say, change our perspective on things. All right, so we have the Earth Guardian. So now we've got two guardians. And one guardian's talking about going with the flow, and the other guardian is the Earth Guardian, and he's talking about staying rooted and grounded. So get your red underwear out, wear your red underwear if you need to, eat red foods, work on your root chakra if you do chakra work. Carry around a carnelian. I love those stones, or a red jasper. Not one of my favorite stones, but they're everywhere. So anyway, this is about staying rooted and grounded. And when you start seeing these two guardians coming together, the water guardian telling you, okay, keep your emotions in line, go with the flow. And then the Earth Guardian is over there going, stay rooted and grounded. And you're like, how am I supposed to go with the flow and stay rooted and grounded? Okay, no, you stay rooted and grounded, but your responses go with the flow. So it's like, don't jump real quick. Kind of see how things flow, how things play out before you engage your emotions, really engage your emotions into that. So that's what we're looking at here. So I think what I'm going to predict is that we're going to have some kind of change coming up, because if it's like go with the flow, and then we're also talking about being grounded, then I'm usually going to feel like, they're going to throw something crazy in our path. All right, and so this is about seeing beyond the current situation, the seer, and I'm going to say it like this. Chance always, always, always favors a prepared mind. Chance always favors a prepared mind. So this means that we're going to have some events, and they can be minor events or they can be major events, but we're going to have some events that are going to catch our attention and put us into a position that we have to see things from a different perspective. Okay, so this is, we're getting a heads up about putting your stuff together, keeping your things together, getting your chakras in line, your energy balanced, because we got a loop-de-loo coming up that's going to kind of catch us off guard. Catching us off guard means that it's going to really, really catch our attention with that. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's totally negative. It can be something really awesome as well, but it's going to catch your attention, and you will be able to recognize what it is as it happens. All right. I like this card through here because, right now we've got a lot of crazy things going on all over the world. And, whether we like it or not, we are affected indirectly, sometimes directly, by all of these things. This piece of advice here is to just trust. Trust in the unknown. Trust in what you can't see. I like to think of it as in just trust that there's a higher power or a higher source that is somewhat in control. All right, so with this, when we're seeing this, it's like this is going to be something that strikes in the spiritual realm that you and I will feel within. Okay? That we're going to feel this within. There's a sense of weakness here, and I just kind of want to reiterate that that's pretty normal, to feel a little sense of like not weak, not strong enough, like, whoa, when if this is really heavy duty? Well, what if it's really heavy duty? Chance favors a prepared mind. You've already put yourself into a mode where you're preparing for the worst and hoping for the best. Okay, and that might mean tucking some money back, getting some extra food at the grocery store, making sure your car is always full. You know, if you have an electric car, making sure that your battery is always full. Whatever it is through there, it's just about being more aware and paying attention, especially to the things that strike you as very different, or grab your attention through there. Now, normally this card is like one of my favorite cards because it talks about just getting back into your one self. And when I'm looking at this card and kind of thinking about the cards that were previous to it, I'm like, what does this really mean? This means that we're going to have to be very connected in with our tribe, our group, our people, our gente, whatever you want to call it, your posse, whatever, your family and extended family. This is about really reaching out and connecting and doing some networking, and I'm going to say, and being synergistic. This doesn't give somebody permission to be an energy vampire. It only gives us permission to be synergistic. So if I am oil and this other person is vinegar, together we can make a really good salad dressing, right? Because maybe somebody will come by with some herbs that we throw into that, right? So that's the kind of thing I want you to think about, is what are your strengths, and look at the strengths of other people. Or you can even look at it as in what are your weaknesses, and look at the strengths of other people and connect in with that and build up your weakness into a strength. So this card is about networking and connecting in with other people. Normally it would be coming into yourself and recharging and rejuvenating. But this is saying no, you have to, in order for you to stay charged, you're going to have to do some networking and connect in with other people. And y'all are like, oh my gosh, that's so overwhelming in thought. And I'm like, I know it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming sometimes to ask people for help. And over here, on this next card, I'm laughing because it's kind of saying you're balking at asking for people for help. You're balking at the advice that people, or direction. I like to use the Spanish word consejo, as in meaning, kind of like motherly or grandmotherly advice, like elder advice. And this is like, man, stop being so dang stubborn. Stop being so stubborn that you're unwilling to hear what other people have an input. Going back to one of the earlier cards, talking about, where is it? Oh, it's right here, that Shaolin Master upside down. And that's about being clumsy and making mistakes. Well, as you're growing, you're going to be clumsy and making mistakes. So this card is saying, when I look at this card, it's like, yeah, you're sitting there and you're like balking at the advice. If they tell you this is what will help you, or this is what made it easier, whatever direction they're coming from, don't take it as a personal, like you're doing a crappy job. They're trying to show you how to make it better on that. And so, don't be so dang hard. Just kind of relax and calm down and listen to what they're saying. You don't have to put up the wall in order to, that still to be your project or your creation, your vibe, your mojo going on. And it's reinforcing again about standing your ground. We know that there are things that are going to be kind of taking us for a loopy-de-loo and, kind of catching our attention. Maybe, even to a point of a distraction for some of you. But it's really important to stay grounded. It is very important to stay grounded. Work on your root chakra. Eat root vegetables. Eat red foods. Wear red underwear, red wear shoes, red pants, whatever. Wear your favorite carnelian, jasper, and whatever your favorite red is, you want to be embracing that. When you are in that grounded mode and working through your trial and error to perfect this passion that you're putting into play, you're actually going to come out on top a lot sooner than you anticipated. In fact, you will be in a place what I'm going to call notable go-to. So it's like this passion that you're starting to work in, you actually do really well in it. And it gets to a point so much sooner than you anticipated, okay, that you become a go-to, or a reference for this particular passion that you're working on. So I'm going to remind you of something here. A lot of people, when they get, and I'm going to use the word famous, when they get famous really quickly, they have a little crash and burn because it can be very overwhelming. So stay authentic and work with integrity, because as you grow in this new passion that you're working on, what's going to happen is that you're going to be tempted, or you're going to have that temptation to kind of cut some corners, take some shortcuts. Savor the experience of your passion, being totally authentic with it, as well as having integrity when you do it. So always do it, or do things for the right reason. So, and that was the last card. Wow, so it's the Angels and Ancestors deck. Tomorrow I'm going to try a different deck. I kind of go through a period where my deck starts speaking, Mandarin Chinese, and I don't understand Mandarin Chinese. And when they start doing that, it's just, it's kind of like we're not synergistic anymore. And so it's time to kind of move on from them. And so I have to get new decks to replace them, because I like to work with a lot of decks. And, that way you have opportunity when you come in for your personal reading that you can choose from several decks. And I also do personal readings online, and I often will offer a special on my Cash App or Venmo. So if you have Cash App or Venmo, think about it, because a lot of times I will do a like $25 for 30 minutes or $49 for an hour, and it's a face-to-face reading like this, but we're looking at each other, each other's camera, and you get to see the cards, and we talk about the cards, and I usually use a couple of decks. So if you're ever interested in doing that, just send me a message or text me, 405-549-3766, and I scraped my knuckle. I don't know how I did that. Anyway, it's better now. So, good night, and hopefully we can get some sleep, because I have to get up early. So, peace, love, and harmony. I hope to see you very, very soon. And don't forget to give this video a big old heart Love it. Love the video. Comment where you're watching from. And don't forget, follow, subscribe, share, something cool like that. Peace.